Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion plays Kerbal Space Program. I was gonna get rover science. Realized we got a long way to go. You know, we've got to get... we've got to get everything here. We got to get advanced flight control, space exploration, then advanced landing, and advanced exploration. Space exploration advanced. Yeah, we don't need to get command modules. We need to get advanced landing, which we can't... Oh, we can just afford right now. It gives us a better heat shield. Or a larger heat... Oh, it's a thicker heat shield. Better landing struts, a better parachute, and medium landing gear. I guess the medium landing gear is for space planes. So we could use that. Or we could go in a different direction. I think the miniaturization is not what I'm looking for because I don't understand it. Probably we're better off going with, like, essentially something like fuel systems to get better fuel tanks, propulsion systems to get the engines that, in particular the sparks seem like really efficient, or heavy rocketry so that we have these engines that are capable of you know, getting us higher, better, faster, stronger. But I think for now I'm actually gonna blue balls you a little bit and not upgrade anything for science. Instead, how do you gather scientific data from Minmus? I'm assuming that means... instead, what I'm going to do is contracts, basically, temporarily. Because I think we've done enough to justify doing some easy contracts. Let's get rid of some that we don't care about. Like, I don't care at all about ferrying a VIP. So yeah, sap my money, see if I care. I don't care about ferrying 2 tourists. And I don't really care about ones that are not worth a lot, to be honest with you. Like, I'm never going to do an atmospheric survey of Kerbin, at least not in the near future. Although, to be honest, there's a lot of science to be had here. 16 maybe is not that much. But, explore Minmus. 33 science, plus whatever science we could get from our flyby. Simply head to Minmus, pass it by. Easy as pie. No risk at all. So we're going to fly by Venus. Which I think Minmus is Venus anyway. We're going to gather scientific data from Minmus, which I'm assuming just means we take science from within its sphere of influence. We get a lot of money for it, no question about that. Some prestige, a decent amount of... I think we should try this. So originally I was going to intend on this being like a... You know, I always say like one step forward, 0.9 steps back. I was kind of expecting this to be like 3 steps forward. We just knock out a bunch of easy contracts, but it really doesn't seem logical to me. Is this the one? No. Number 7. Yeah, that's the one right there. It really doesn't seem logical for me to do that right now, when instead, like, those are not giving us much in the way of rewards, so why don't we keep trying to push the envelope a little bit here? So we have a rocket that works fine, and we haven't built a new rocket in quite some time, and I think that that's okay. So our first stage gets us to, like, 100,000 or whatever, and our second stage allows us to roughly enter orbit around the moon. We shouldn't need... hear me out here. It's dumb moon and Minmus, perhaps. I sort of think that this should just work, but we're gonna try it. So I'm just gonna, like, get the contract out here. I don't care about the manifold. Okay, fly by Minmus. Fly a vessel anywhere nearby Minmus to achieve it. Easy money. Recover or transmit any science experiment from Minmus to achieve this goal. I don't think that means we have to be on the surface. It doesn't say recover from Minmus' surface. And then return to Kerbin. Bring a vessel that flew by Minmus back to the surface to achieve this goal. Here's why I think this is fine. I don't think this is that different from flying to the moon, except it's further. But really, we use, like, if you look at the differences in orbits here, we use, like, 90% of our fuel getting from, like, Kerbin to a trajectory that's like this. And then the other, oh geez, the other 10% of our fuel takes us from like here to like as an escape trajectory if we wanted to. So we're just gonna, the difficult part is definitely gonna be setting up the maneuver node to work properly, but I think I understand enough to get this done. I'm not gonna try to land on the surface of Minmus, we're just gonna do a flyby, and to be honest with you, I think this should be somewhat easier than you might be anticipating at the present moment. I'm not trying to suggest that I'm some kind of, you know, mad genius. Rather, I just think, oh, we can totally align. I actually pointed at the screen like a complete idiot. We can actually align ourselves with the, automatically with the prograde and retrograde markers now because Valentina's finally leveled up after dying many, many times in space like Jake Gyllenhaal in the movie Source Code. That's not a spoiler. It's the hook of the whole movie, okay? So, for now, we are still in a decaying apoapsis. I'm going to buy us a little bit of time with like a 1 minute, or sorry, a 1 second burn there. And then we're just going to, I mean, you know the rest. You know how this thing flies. We're reusing this rocket because it's the first rocket I've ever built that has worked effectively. Is it overly expensive? Probably. Is it too heavy? Probably. I have gotten some messages from people that are like, hey, why in the world... Stop this, please. Why in the world are you, just throttle down. Are you launching such a heavy rocket every time? The answer is because it works right now, and I don't want to mess with that. As stupid as that might seem, or as foolhardy as that might seem, you should always strive for a certain degree of improvement. My improvement right now, in this episode, is not intended to come from the design process. It's intended to come from the renewed confidence from realizing that we can actually... maybe fly by Minmus. We could also maybe fly by night away from here. We could, what did we say? Fly by night away from here. Change my life again. Fly by night, it's the right idea. Is coming in out. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm Canadian. I know all the words to Rush songs. Sometimes you just gotta sing them for a second so you understand them. As long as we accelerate above the horizon, just go for the prograde, dude. Easy money. As long as we accelerate, careful, above the horizon, we should never reach apoapsis, right? Never mind. Turns out I don't know what I'm talking about. We've now crossed apoapsis, and this is what scares me. Is like, have I done this incorrectly? But remember, this is actually okay. Like, we should be extending this, yeah. This is actually okay. Even though it looks like we're using all of our fuel, and you're like, how are you gonna get back? This isn't like driving a car from, you know, Texas to New York, and then when you get to New York, you got half a tank of gas left. Just by being in New York, we can kind of slingshot around it, and I mean, at some point we're gonna enter into an orbit, which means we shouldn't have to return. Well, that's not fair, because we do need to, we need to enter Minmus's sphere of influence, and then we're going to need to escape from Minmus's sphere of influence. So it's not going to be as easy as just, you know, seeing the planet from our window, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But we have a lot of fuel left in our final stage, and our engine is very efficient. So I got high hopes. So we have reached an orbit. I'm going to wait till that hits like 70,000, and it's roughly where it's at. Okay, so this is the hard part now, potentially. We want to create a maneuver, and we're going around like this. So we'll add the maneuver here, and we're going to extend this bad boy out, and we're going to do so until it intercepts. I'm applying the same logic we used before. I'm going to do it until it intercepts Minmus, and then we're going to move this until we have an encounter with Minmus, which is going to require us to pull out the prograde markers some more, apparently. What? No, stop that. Kerbal escape. That's not what we want. What orbit do we enter then? Sol? Yeah, the sun. Okay. Look at you calling it Sol like some kind of big shot scientist who knows what you're talking about. That's the moon. Kerbal escape carbon periapsis. Like, I'm a little scared because we got tons of time. Don't sweat it. Normally, you want to do these maneuvers at apoapsis, I suppose, to save save fuel. Dude, I'm just throwing this out here. Maneuver nodes, like, mad annoying. There you go. You got it. Now zoom out. Zoom out more, please. I'm begging you. Okay, so just keep rotating this. Are we ever going to collide with Minmus? Like, I'm pretty sure that's an orbit around the sun. That's an orbit around Kerbin. Maybe we should extend our prograde marker out a little bit and then to... Oh, my... Jesus Christ. Do I really need... I mean, I'm not trying to tell the developers how to do their job. Do I really need, though, all of that information every time? So I'm pretty sure that's escaping Kerbin and orbiting the sun. So that's the moon, for certain. This one's weird, because this one's like, we enter orbit, or we exit Kerbin's orbit, and then enter it again. Unless I'm, like, losing it, I don't see how we couldn't enter Minmus's orbit at some point. Like, is this not it, like, here? This is probably a struggle to watch for, like, momentarily. I'm trying to... I really thought that it would be an easy extension of our existing knowledge. To just, you know, make the orbit further. And then, maybe we need to make it a little gentler, actually. Like that. Just to take the orbit a little further, and then move the maneuver node until it fits, right? But apparently I'm incorrect in this assessment for whatever reason, and that's fine. But, you know, through trial and error, we're gonna figure this out. I also do not at all understand why the prograde marker gets so, like, bad. Maybe we want to extend it even further. Maybe we want to go for, like, a super straight shot here. Grab this bad boy. Oh, you know what? Wait a minute. We didn't set this as target. Is that our problem? It could be. And if we figure this out for ourselves, that's something. Please zoom out. So we're trying to get, like, line up here? Like, that's where we want to aim? But it doesn't seem like this is going to work. It looks like we're going to escape Kerbin, and then we're going to enter an apoapsis around the sun, and then we're going to spend 95,000 years doing that. So, you'll forgive me for being a little skeptical. So we've done our due diligence here. Let me Google Minmus. Let's see what we're supposed to do. Traveling to Minmus. Here we go. Landing on Minmus is similar to landing on the moon. Minmus is further, which means more fuel is required. It has a slower orbit, making intercept velocities lower. It's also smaller. So, Minmus injection. Reach orbit. Wait until Minmus is 4 to 5 degrees over the horizon to begin your burn. No, this is the stupidest... Look... Now I've gone like the opposite now. Last time I was like, why didn't you just tell me the degrees? Now I'm like, don't tell me the degrees. Tell me how to set up a maneuver node so I can do it easily. A much slower orbit, I mean, to me indicates that we should basically be... no, that is where we want it. To me indicates that we should basically be aiming a little... We should be leading the target, but not by too much. But I might be losing my mind here. I might be in the corner losing my religion, trying to keep up with you. See, like, what is this? Closest approach. That's the closest approach? That's the target position at closest approach. Okay, so we should be moving it around here, perhaps, to augment that slightly. Closest approach. Still away by 36 million. Okay, so that's a distance. Ascending node. What in the world does ascending node mean? Where are you gonna be when I do Why is it so easy to get to the moon, man? Get to the moon takes no time whatsoever. Okay, I'll tell you what. Say your maneuver. Compromise this maneuver. And acquiesce. Acquiesce. Get out of here. Spent 15 minutes trying to set a freaking maneuver node here. Like an idiot. Could be worse. We could have spent 4 videos doing it. Not that I've ever done that before, except like always. Okay, add maneuver. Pull out the prograde marker. That's the retrograde marker. Pull out the prograde marker. There we go. Okay, it exists. Took us a minute there. Target position at closest approach. Where is our closest approach? I don't like the way it's called a Minmus injection either. Poor Jebediah is sitting on the moon right now while your boy NL tries to figure out how to get to a different planet entirely. I'm coming for you one day, Jebby. I promise. Wait. I thought I saw it there. Like, what is... I'm not ready for this. Gonna encounter the moon, swing around it, and then... like... perform a gravity turn at Minmus? I don't think so, buddy. Well, okay, here's what I think the deal is. Let's just warp. Like, this is fine. When do we warp? 26 minutes for 30 seconds. Dude, we're gonna have so much fuel left. Okay, so I'm just gonna try. I think that's really all we can do right now is try. And I would have loved to have... I'm missing a key piece, I think, is the obvious thing to state here. So, yeah, just stay aligned with this maneuver node for now, and we're gonna try to do this on the fly. All right, Valentina? Because like this is getting to the point of ridiculousness. So we'll go up to speed 10. Actually, we can go to speed 50. We want to wait until there's 15 seconds left, which is a ton of time. I recognize we're drifting further and further away here. That's fine. I think when we get to about a minute left, we can easily adjust our position to target the maneuver node much more effectively. Look at me talking like a real science-like guy. Good time to stop that. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Okay, so get yourself aligned with that maneuver marker. Estimated burn of 30 seconds. We are not going to get 30 seconds worth of burn out of this thing, by the way. We're going to get about 3 seconds of burn, and then we're probably going to have to burn for about 2 minutes on our next stage, but that's fine. Even just getting to, like... I'm being straight up with you. Seeing Minmus from our window would be a milestone on this episode. So now we have a 2-minute burn. It's a long burn. I still don't know what an ascending node is. But I know that in 2 minutes, what I can try to do is create another maneuver and maybe have it align. I almost wonder if like the moon spinning around here is messing with our ability to target Minmus. But I'm just being straight up with you when I say I also have no idea if that could conceivably be the case, so... goodbye, by the way, Kerbin. It's always cool to remember, or to think, I suppose, about how, you know, it seems like right now we're so close to Earth, effectively. But just a little bit of, you know, just a few hundred nuclear bombs worth of force behind you, and you could, like, change your trajectory completely. This is our Kerbal escape here, which we probably do not want to warp to. So, I mean, maybe when we approach, like, closest approach, we'll try this. Or maybe when we hit ascending node, even though I have no idea what that means. That seems like something to learn. Just a steady application of force has really changed the game here. 30 seconds still remaining. Moving at about 3 kilometers per second. Which, you know, if I'm being honest with you, it's pretty fast. And we are traveling like a substantially greater distance than just going to the moon. So I think we need a more detailed tutorial in case that's not abundantly clear. We got 14 seconds of burn left here. Well, our orbit is definitely going to collide. There we go. Okay. Or intercept, I should say. Alright, so that maneuver's done. Again, I think I can't thank Tito enough for the tutorial that has essentially allowed me to understand maneuver nodes. What are we doing here? Kerbal Space. Just keep it going here. Oh, no, wait, we had something there. We had something there. I thought. Oh, Jesus! How long until we reach that? Oh, ages. So we can play around with this a little bit. Again, I don't necessarily expect this to be a successful episode here, but I'm doing my darndest. Kerbal escape? Yeah, Kerbal escape. Okay, we don't want to accelerate at the Kerbal escape. That scares me. Like, is it in there somewhere in that horrible flickering of maneuvers that are happening? So that's okay, this is what I'm starting to be interested in right here. So let's pull out the retrograde marker just a little bit. No closest approach. This is Kerbal. Yeah, it's Kerbal Space. Trying to, like, just put myself in orbit at the same speed as essentially Venus, but going in the opposite direction. Closest approach. How far are you? You're so far away at closest approach. We're, like, clearly not doing what we're supposed to do here. Kerbal Apoapsis. Okay, so that puts us back in the orbit of Kerbal. Dude, I'm just being straight up with you. I got no idea. Nothing? Okay. Oh, look at this. Okay. This seems almost acceptable. Just maneuver ever so slightly. Distance, 6 million meters. And it's going to take us 400 days? T-minus 400 days? Well, dude, we're going to burn for 11 seconds. It's going to put us on a close approach with Minmus. That is going to take 400 days to... Okay, well, you know what? Let's do it, dude. I mean, it's a distance. I get it. We're traveling a fair distance here. I don't know what to say. I guess I'm just a little surprised. Can we warp to maneuver? I mean, I've seen that about 1 million times on the screen, so I'm assuming that we can completely do this. Okay. I mean, at this point, this is all an academic exercise. Go at ×5 speed. We need to wait until T-minus 5 seconds. Two, 1, 0. Decent. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, like, I'm like mad confused about how we're gonna do this at all. But I recognize that the next step is deleting this maneuver, and then I'm pretty sure we just go on like speed 1,000. We escape Kerbin. We enter a weird Kerbin pseudo slingshot, and I have no our encounter with. So we're gonna enter the solar system. Yeah, this can't be the most efficient way to do this. We're gonna enter the solar system, and then we're gonna fly around for like a year. So that's pretty cool. See you later. What periapsis is this? The sun. I mean, we could fly into the sun. That seems conceivable. We're going to go on 100,000 times speed. And then we're going to re-encounter Kerbin and possibly be close enough to Venus to make an approach by burning at the retrograde. But, I mean, let's level with each other here. I probably handled this incorrectly. Case it's not abundantly clear. What about, like, oh, that's not what I meant to do. What about this section right here? We're gonna like cross orbits with it. I'm assuming nothing's gonna happen there, but you know, what are we, like a quadrillion miles away? Well, we're like, we should really just take a second and like take a look around us. Like there's the sun. There's a lot of stars. I don't know if I see. Oh, there's like a, you know, galaxy or something up there. Don't make fun of my science knowledge, okay? It pretty much everywhere is gonna be hot. Well, and I'm gonna need a jacket. All right, so you know, continue because we're going to. If we're approaching like full absurdity this episode, let's approach full absurdity, right? And you know, there's Venus. It's doing its thing. It's rotate. Wait. Minmus is not Venus. Oh my god. What a revelation to have 28 minutes into this episode. I don't know how many comments there must be that are like, NL, you recognize that Venus does not orbit the Earth, right? I guess Eve is Venus. That makes like 20 million times more sense. Minmus is clearly just another moon of Kerbin. At least I recognize that, you know, at this point. I'm still not very proud of myself, which I think is fair. So we're going to do another like gravitational slingshot here. So let's add a maneuver. I think we want to burn on the retrograde for a while here. Oh, I think I see it, dude. How? It shouldn't be possible, man. Like, where you're gonna be here when I'm here. That's not good. It's just not good. What a strange episode this one ended up being, huh? How bizarre, how bizarre. Okay, I'm gonna burn for 39 seconds in 2 days, so prepare yourself for that. I mean, even just making it back from being so far away is kind of impressive in its own right. So, warp to next maneuver, please. Trust me, dude. I'm as impressed with my own idiocy here as anybody else is. This is like... Estimated burn 30 seconds. So we're at 20 seconds. We're gonna start our burn. We still have so much fuel. This at least... Again, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. This at least makes me believe that I'm learning a little bit more about spaceflight. That I can successfully escape Kerbin. Like, that's easy. And then make it back. And really make it back, like, improvisationally. I wouldn't say that I'm impressed with myself, because, I mean, what have we done here? But I'm a little impressed with myself, despite this... Oh, we still gotta burn for a little bit. Despite this obviously being, like, idiotic... In a way, it's almost, like, impressively idiotic. Okay, so this is us. And we're going to slingshot around here a little bit. This is going to be our closest approach. Okay, well, like... Then here... add maneuver. Oh, what is this? Wait, there was red there. Red could be good. Minmus living in a movie, compromising my sanity. Minmus. Okay, so we got a moon apoapsis, we got a Kerbin apoapsis. We sing the songs that remind us of the good times. We sing the songs that remind us of the best times. I think we need a retrograde burn here. A certain degree of common sense is telling me we have a retrograde burn requirement. Okay, Kerbin escape. It's a little confusing, to be honest with you. I mean, I can't stress this enough, but I was like sincerely under the impression that it was just going to be like the moon, but further. Instead, it's like the moon, but impossible. Kerbin escape, Kerbin escape. It's like where we're going versus where we already are here. I think we gotta scrap this, dude. Like, I'm trying to, like, engineer a flight to what I almost called Venus one more time. I think I've just bitten off more than I can chew, if I'm being straight with you. Like, what is the... I need to take a tutorial on descending nodes, I guess, is on the to-do list. What are you? Kerbin apoapsis. Okay, well, I mean, what would the game plan be? Make an orbit around Kerbin that intercepts the orbit around Minmus, and we've clearly got this like all sorts of messed up here. Because like, is this? We're like missing it three-dimensionally? Is that the case? I mean, that appears to be the case, right? So we're trying to use some different arms this time. I wonder if let's start by flattening us out. So we're roughly on... wait a minute. Why is the moon the same color as Minmus? Oh, because it's maybe a target, I guess, but... Okay, so we just got, like, raise this up. Look at that, look at that. We've almost got something here. I can feel it. It's extreme trial and error right now. This is too much to trust him. From what I heard, she got a baby by Busta. Oh, that would, huh? Look at, oh, no. Yeah. This is maybe doable, sort of. Too far and too fast. There you go. Too far. What if you go around the other direction? Yeah, like this looks pretty good until you realize we're way too high, and then we're gonna lower. So it is clear, like I'm just doing the same thing over and over here. And that's 44 days away. So I think it's just fairly abundantly clear that, I mean, A, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm just pulling on these arms hoping for the best. We've already spent over a year in outer space here. Might be time to retire this one, but, you know, I'm retiring it safe in the knowledge that, I mean, I've learned a couple of things. First off, let's remember, the Minmus, not a planet. I believe Minmus is a moon. Or, I mean, what's the difference between a planet and a moon? A moon orbits a planet, right? So this is definitely a flippin' moon, I'll tell you that. It's a moon if I have ever seen one. Will you fly me into the surface of the sun if I do this correctly? Because I think that's what I deserve at this point. No, you gotta go in the other direction. Any chance we collide with the celestial body known as the sun? Well, I mean, that's looking... Fly me to the sun. I did not touch this maneuver node whatsoever. I just orbited. Alright, that's my cue to go. This was a great sandbox/learning experience, but it's clear I need a little bit more guidance. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode regardless, but for now, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. And my apologies.